Hey guys, Sonic Smashburger here, and KC Cup, D-Level Max, done as usual. And we are taking in, once again, the Starlight Sky Striker Synchron build that was with Starlight Drive from before. We are, however, going to profile it again, because I did make a small change or two from the last time I did this. But the more things change, the more they stay the same, aside from that glorious chronicle you can see there. Let's take a look at the skill of choice, Starlight Drive. You can use the skills first and second effects once per turn if your deck contains 7 or more tuner monsters. First effect, if you control Stardust Dragon, play a Formula Synchron from outside of your deck in face down defense position. Battle position can be changed. And set 1 shooting star from outside of your deck. This can be activated on the same turn. Second effect, if your opponent has cards on their field or in their graveyard, play Stardust Dragon from your extra deck in face down defense position. Battle position can be changed. Then, send up to 3 random level 2 monsters from your deck to the graveyard. So, we're going to start this off with the usual Triple Junk Synchron. With normal summon, you can target a level 2 or lower monster in your grave, special summon, and defense with effects negated. The Plague Spreader Zombie. If this card is in your graveyard, you can place 1 card from your hand on top of the deck, special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. This is not a once per turn. Triple Effect Veiler. During your opponent's main phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard and target a face-up effect monster your opponent controls, and that face-up monster your opponent controls has its effects negated until the end of this turn. This is a quick effect. The Junk Converter. You can discard this card and the tuner out of Synchron from deck to hand, which is not going to matter because we're going to be milling this thing, and it's sent to the grave as Synchron material. You can target a tuner in your grave, special summon it in defense, but it cannot activate effects this turn. Each effect is once per turn. Quellbolt Hedgehog, featuring the glorious Aurora Chronicle with its multicolored eyes. Anyway, if this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You must control a tuner monster to activate and to resolve this effect. This is not a once per turn, by the way. It's crazy. Oh, man. Anyway, that's it for monsters. On to spells and traps, we got Triple Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, add a Sky Striker card from deck to hand, except for Engage. Then if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can draw 1 card. Triple Dark World Dealings. Each player draws 1, then each player discards 1. Simple as that. Triple Synchro Overtake. Reveal a Synchro monster in your extra deck, choose one of the Synchro materials mentioned on it, and add to your hand or special summon that monster from your deck or graveyard. Also, you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck during the turn you activate this card, except for Synchro monsters, and you can only activate 1 Synchro Overtake per turn. Moving right along, we also have Triple Tuning. Add a Synchron tuner from deck to hand, then send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Pretty simple, that. The Sky Striker Maneuver, Jamming Waves. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, target a set spell or trap card on the field and destroy that target. Then if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can destroy 1 monster on the field. We have our 1 Drag Down into the Grave. Both players reveal their hands. Each chooses 1 card from their opponent's hand. Then you discard the chosen cards. Both players then draw 1 card. So, this can force Tachyon Transmigration from the hand. Need I say more? Anyway, Triple Sky Striker Maneuver, Vector Blast. If you control no monsters in the main monster zone, each player sends the top of 2 cards of their deck to the graveyard, or as many as possible if less than 2. Then, if you sent at least 1 card to the graveyard and have 3 more spells in your graveyard, you can shuffle all of your opponent's monsters from the extra monster zones into the deck. Next up, we have the Sky Striker Maneuver, Afterburners. If you control no monsters in your main monster zone, target a face-up monster on the field, destroy it. Then, if you have 3 or more spells in your graveyard, you can also destroy a spell or trap card on the field. So, this is a new addition that I personally teched in, because we need as many ways to break boards as possible going second. Brandon is a big deal. Tachyon's a big deal now. It's back in the format. B-Trooper with their bloody searchable kaijus is still very much a thing. We have, like, a couple of other decks. Yeah, Shark, I'd still say, is going to be very prominent, although it's a little bit more difficult to deal with Shark in that regard, personally. But I do like just having ways to force interactions. This also gets through Lord of the Red for Red Eyes. It's just nice to have, personally. And lastly, for traps, we got Triple Infinite Impermanence. Target a face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. Then, if this card was set before activation and is on the field at resolution, for the rest of this turn, all other spell and trap card effects in this column are negated. If you control no cards, you can activate this card from your hand. Pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. Moving right along onto the extra deck with Stardust Warrior first. During either player's turn, if your opponent with special summon monsters not through an effect, you contribute this card, negate the summons, and if you do, destroy those monsters. During the end phase, if this effect was activated this turn and not negated, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this face-up card you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon a level 8 or lower Warrior Synchro monster from your extra deck treated as a Synchro summon. The Ruddy Rose Dragon is back in business. If this card is Synchro summoned, you can banish all cards from both graveyards. Then if this card was Synchro summoned using Black Rose Dragon or a plant type Synchro monster's Synchro material, you can destroy all the cards in the field. When your opponent activates a card or effect that will destroy a card or cards in the field, quick effect, you can trigger this card and negate the activation. Then, you can special summon a Black Rose Dragon from your extra deck or graveyard. Moving on, we have the Shooting Star Dragon. Once per turn, you can activate the top 5 cards of your deck, shuffle them back in. Maximum number of attacks per battle phase this turn equals the number of tuner monsters activated this way. Once per turn to your player's turn, when a card effect is activated to destroy a card or cards in the field, except during the damage step, you can negate the effect, and if you do, destroy that card. Once per turn, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can target the attacking monster, banish this card. If you do, negate that attack. During the next end phase, special summon this card banished by this effect. Next up, we have the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Once per turn during either player's turn, when another monster's effect is activated, you can negate the activation if you do destroy that monster, and if you do that, this card gains attack points equal to that destroyed monster's original attack points until the end of this turn. And more importantly, because I have actually had this happen once again, people are still not reading this effect to this day. If this card battles a level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls during damage calculation, this card gains attack points equal to the current attack points of the opponent's monster it is battling during that damage calculation only, not once per turn. People still don't read this effect and I don't understand why. Moving right along, we have 2 of the Stardust Dragon. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated to destroy a card or cards in the field, you can tribute this card, negate the activation if you do destroy that card. During the end phase, if this effect was activated this turn and was not negated, you can special summon it from your graveyard. The classic. Of course, we have the Junk Warrior. If this card is Synchro summoned, it gains attack points equal to the total attack points of all level 2 or lower monsters you currently control. Not gonna matter because we're Synchro climbing with this thing, and it's also our overtake target at the start of the game. Herald of the Arclight. Any monster sent from the hand or main deck to the graveyard is banished instead. During either player's turn, when a spell card, trap card, or monster effect is activated, you can tribute this card, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a ritual monster or ritual spell from deck to hand. And lastly, Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign Cheng Ying. For each banished card, this card gains 100 attack and defense points, and monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack and defense points. If this card would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish 1 card from the graveyard instead. If a card or cards is banished except during the damage step, you can banish 1 card each from both your opponent's field and their graveyard. You only use this effect of Cheng Ying once per turn. So, that is it for the deck proper. On to the replay compilation, folks. And we got quite a long list this time. I believe we did manage to get, what, 7 replays? I do believe so. Yes, we did. So, first one up, we've got Red Eyes. Now, personally, as I mentioned before, I am cooking something with Red Eyes, but I'm still kind of in the middle of, like, fine-tuning ratios for it and whatnot. It's a little bit tricky.
Let's rev it up! Duel!
Here I activate Red Eyes Black Media Dragon. Red Eyes Black.
And so, he gets the easy Dragoon.
Let's do this.
Except he goes Black Metal, or it's Darkness Metal Dragon for some reason. I don't get why.
It negates your monster's effects until the end of the turn.
I activate the spell card Polymerase. I fusion summon a monster. Red Eyes Dark.
Okay, for as much as I hate Dragoon, this summon animation is fire. Look at this. They did not have to go that hard.
I set a card face down. That's all I can do for now. I'm ending my turn.
It's go time. A duelist.
So I try something really funny here, and I don't understand why I do this, but I was thinking of going for, like, setting the Sky Striker spells, and then just seeing if, you know, them being destroyed while they're on the field counts. Unfortunately, as I would later learn, it doesn't.
Here's my face down card. I activate a spell. I'll set a card. Here's my face down card.
I activate Red Eyes Dog Dragoon's effect.
Yeah, nice try.
Each card.
Oh, I think I remember what I do here. Shooting Star. Yeah, this is what I do here.
I activate my monster. I need your help. The synchro. Okay.
Just casually go Chang Yang.
Come, Quillbolt Hedgehog. Okay. I synchro.
And because one more card got banished since we just made Herald,
Monsters effect.
go ahead and banish Dragoon and whatever card.
Here I go.
And I swing for exact game with Herald of the Arclight just to rub salt in the wound.
Directly.
That is so funny when that comes up. As you can tell, by the way, this was before I chronicled that Quillbolt Hedgehog. So, yeah! I did not expect to run into Vector, of all things. This is weird to see. Although Vector did get a small buff with the recent Nashiman. Chaos number 101, Silent Honor Dark.
Sure. I never turn down. Savor these last. Duel. It's my turn. Time for the. From my hand, I activate a field spell.
And of course, he gets the Bloody Widow Anger.
No one has my. Ta-da! Rank up match, limited variance. Here I go. I exceed summon a monster.
And so he just casually goes for the ultimate Leo with Leo Arms. I don't understand why you go Leo Arms here, but whatever.
It's my turn. I draw. I set a card. I'll set a card. From my hand, I activate.
And so I get to peek at his hand. That Nimron Force, I don't want being there.
I activate my spell card. Tuning. Here's my face down card. I activate a spell card.
And so I have to guess.
I activate a spell card. Now, I'll use my set.
Fortunately, I guess right on where the Widow Anchor is. But I'm set up in just the way that I need.
Witness the. I play my trap card. Shooting Star. That's not even close to adequate. I activate my monsters effect. I activate my monsters effect.
Oh yeah, this was overtake.
When I have a tuner, come Quillbolt Hedgehog. Okay. I synchro summon a monster. The synchro strike with a fist that crushes the strongest steel.
So I kind of just misplayed there, and I don't understand why I did it this way. I should have not played the form. Wait, I think I had to play the Formula Synchron first. Okay.
I know what to do.
So at this point, I just climb as normal.
And this monster will prove it. Synchro summon. Appear, Junk Warrior. Junk Warrior gains the I activate my monsters effect. The tuner monster jumps. Okay. I synchro summon
And
a
since there's
monster.
no reason not to, I go ahead and flip the overtake, revealing Shooting Star, probably the best use for this card, honestly, and bring back the Stardust Dragon.
I'm not scared. Here I go. Attack. Stardust Warrior attacks.
Yeah, me putting Herald in attack was kind of a bad idea. I forgot about that part of Eagle Booster, admittedly. Maybe Striker Engine.
I draw. From my hand, I activate a spell card.
How about let's not and say we did?
I activate Stardust Dragon's effect.
Times like this, I love Stardust Dragon, my dude.
From my hand, I activate. Show yourself. I activate my monster's effect. You're not the only one full of surprises.
Let's not and say we did.
My monster's effect. I'll set a ta-da.
Gets rid of Admiration of 1,000 since he can no longer actually use that. Not safely, anyway.
Battle. Go. Attack. I activate my monster's effect.
And brings out Chaos number 105, was that? Battling Box of Comet Justice? Yep, 105.
There's only one. This is the perfect test to go. I draw. A duelist jump.
Well, here we go. Let's prove you wrong right here, right now.
The Synchro Tuner Formula. Let's rev it up. Spread your wings.
Clear Mind, Excel Synchro, Shooting Star Dragon. It's been a while since we've done this, but I have a better place to do that.
Give life to their car.
We'll just put the Stardust Dragon on the field.
Battle. Take this. I attack with my monster. Go. My monster attacks. Go.
And so I just decided to rub salt in the wound.
This will end. I attack you directly.
That was amazing. Anyway, you slice it, that's how we roll. So, next up, we have some branded shenanigans. Yeah, just be glad this guy played the board wrong completely. We don't get to see Mirror Jade here. We do, however, get to see one mistake.
When I'm on my game, dueling has
That,
always been the right path.
Konami might want to correct ASAP. Here we go.
Don't underestimate.
Goes for the ad libitum shenanigans.
Watch this. I summon a monster. I activate my monster's effect. From my hand.
Branded Fusion sends Albaz and the Light Hex Sealed Fusion.
I activate my
So here's the mistake.
Show your
Why are they allowed to play Red Eyes Dark Dragoon?
From my hand. I activate.
True, you won't get any, like, monster pops or whatever, but you get an Omni
I
game
fusion summon a monster.
that can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects.
I'm setting a card. I activate my I set a card.
And so I know that that's branded in red, so this is going to be annoying.
I draw. As if I activate my
Let's force that negate.
As if I play my face down card. I activate a quick play spell.
And chooses not to fusion, and I don't understand why.
Activate a spell card. I activate my monster's effect. Witness the take flight.
But here we go.
I activate my monster. I know what to do. When I have a tuner, I come Quillbolt each card.
So at this point, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to scout for
Play my
interactions.
trap card. Shooting star. My instincts are tingling. activate my. Watch this. The synchro. I'm counting on you. I synchro summon a monster.
And so let's go ahead and get Cheng Ying to do its thing.
Summon a monster. I activate my monster.
We banished the Tax Dragon,
Tuner
and
monster, junk
that was
synchron.
branded in red, I think. I should have probably
Junk
banished
synchron's
the
effect.
branded opening in hindsight. If he had opening in his grave,
Even the tiniest scrap.
no, he did not. Okay, so this is fine.
Monster will prove it. Appear, junk warrior.
And so, yeah, you know the drill.
Junk
Crystal
warrior
Wing
gains
and
the
Cheng
I
Ying will
activate my
just
monster
be
effect.
enough. So yeah,
The
that was the
tuner
thing.
monster, junk, I know what to do. I synchro summon a monster. I'm not. Take this. I activate my monster's effect.
Get out of here and get out of here.
Attack. Don't worry. No matter the.
Alright, so next order of business is the greatest name I have ever seen on this game. LeBrick James. That is glorious. I cannot even be mad that I ran into that. That is glorious. That is absolutely glorious.
Let the game.
Yugi.
Our love of duel.
So this hand was kind of a train wreck at the start, but I managed to somehow unbrick it.
Activate a spell card. I activate my monster. I'm counting on you. A duelist. When I have a tuner, come Quillbolt Hedgehog. Okay. I synchro summon a monster.
And now it's time for
I
tuning
activate my
shenanigans.
spell card. Tuning. The
So we
tuner
end up with a
monster
full
junk
end board,
synchro
despite the
junk
fact that I
synchro
basically bricked.
I'm counting on you. Even the tiniest scrap has value. Appear, Junk Warrior! Junk Warrior gains the attack. I activate my monster's effect. The tuner monster, Junk, I need your help. I synchro summon a monster. Take flight! Each card. I'll set a card. The synchro. I end my turn.
So, pretty much the same standard board, really.
This is my key to.
But this is Master of the Dark and Chaos, and not the Eye of United Dragons.
This is my.
Despite the fact that he is absolutely playing Timaeus.
Apprentice illusion.
Forgot the banish.
I activate Apprentice illusion magician's effect.
I knew you'd try that.
From my
Here's my
hand,
face down
I
card.
activate a
You're
quick
not
play
the only
spell.
one full of surprise.
I activate my quick play spell. Soul.
Formula Synchron's effect activates. I need your help.
And so Ruddy Rose just casually gets to banish his entire graveyard, so that just means no Soul Servant draw for you, good sir.
I activate my monster's effect.
I activate my continuous spell. Dark magical circle. I activate magician's soul's effect.
There's still hope.
Unfortunately, I do have to stop
activate my
that.
monster's effect.
Here I go. Xyz summon.
And Typhon.
Monster's effect activates. Time to battle. With this, I end my
It's
turn.
my turn.
Granted, there was basically nothing he could do.
Take flight. I play my trap card. Shooting star. Witness the bu-
But hey, who said I only had one shooting star?
I play my trap card. Shooting the synchro. Let's rev it up.
Clear mind, Excel Synchro, here we go! And again, not the perfect place for me to do that just yet.
You believe it.
Trust me, we'll get to that soon enough. We'll get to that fairly soon, in fact. But, yeah, it's time for the Tachyon Army to make their grand return after... what, 2 years of absence? So, I swear to you, it feels like 6 is my cursed lose streak number, because right after this, I brick into one Tachyon.
Let's rev it up.
I kind of bricked here, admittedly, too, mind you, but hey, what can you do, what can you do?
From my hand, I activate a spell card. From my hand, I activate a spell. I activate my must. I know.
Except I get lucky and mill the Flake Spreader and unbrick my hand!
When I have a tuner, come Quillbolt.
I love when that happens. Oh, and by the way, he milled Eclipse off the top, so he would have gotten Eclipse.
From my hand, I activate a spell.
Times like this are why I love Vector Blast, what can I say?
Monster Junk Synchron.
Also, let's take a minute to appreciate, by the way, that there are 2 Sky Striker spells that are Shark Cannon
Summon a monster.
and Vector Blast.
Even the
Make of
tiniest
that what
crack
you
is
will.
valid. And this monster will prove it.
Oh, man.
Junk Warrior game. I
That
activate
Flake
my
Spreader mill,
monsters.
dude, that was something else. That was insane.
The tuner monster Junk Synchro. Okay. I synchro summon a monster.
Full board, and I bricked.
Right.
What is this? This is Sparta, that's what this is, but still.
I'll set a card. I end my turn.
It's my turn. Watch as you've proven worthy of
So, I see a prompt.
I drew the perfect card for this moment. Right from my hand.
Yeah, I knew he had another Eclipse anyway, so
Activate my monster's effect.
7th one is gonna have to go through.
Arise, for we shall claim victory for Barium. Number 107, Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon!
And admittedly, Tachyon does still look as fire as ever.
Come forth, Chaos number 107. Face the Neo Galaxy.
I play my trap card.
So, Shooting Star, that'll force the Tachyon Spiral Galaxy.
Galaxy!
I knew you.
That'll unfortunately force the Imperm.
My face down card.
Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon uses 1 Chaos. Join me! Exceed Summon! I activate my monster.
I'm a little
I
bit
activate Stardust
curious as to why he did Full Armor Photon and just tried to blow up my stuff, but
Join me! I activate my monster.
There's still hope for me. I activate my monster's effect.
let's not do that and say we did. Schwarzschild Infinity Dragon, Tachyon Primal.
I activate my monster.
Formula Synchron's effect activates. Strike with a fist that crushes the strongest steel.
And we have another Excel Synchro. This is where Stardust Warrior comes into play.
Join me!
Yeah, you'll notice this time around the entire extra deck got to have some use.
I'll play this. I exceed summon a monster.
Check out Stardust
That would be the new
Warrior
Dragluxion.
effect. Check out Stardust. Appear! Stardust Warrior! Stardust Dragons.
I'll withdraw from
Yes, I was gonna Shooting Star Dragon on him. Why do you ask? Come on, you know I had to do it. For real though, I had more instances of Shooting Star Dragon getting to show up for fun in this one climb than I have in quite a while. Another day, another brick right after that last game, and then another Tachyon follows right after. This was kind of a fun game, I'm not gonna lie.
watch as I am
This is as anime as it gets,
With
folks.
my card, I'm
Duel. Here I go. The stage.
So since he's going first, he gets to make the first move, and this is actually the worst time to be dealing with Tachyon.
I activate my appear. Appear. I'll play this. Exceed summon. I activate my monster's effect. I
activate my monster's effect. A behemoth with the ability to bend time. Appear
And here comes the 107, plus a Galaxy Satellite Dragon for good measure.
I activate my monster's effect. Show yourself. I activate my
Yeah, with no
monster's
hand
effect.
traps, unfortunately, I kind of have to let the whole thing go through.
Galactic Spiral Dragon, appear! Show yourself! Exceed summon!
And yeah, he can just casually steal number 38.
I draw.
Oh, Harbinger Dragon, Titanic Galaxy.
Tachyon Spiral Galaxy!
But that wasn't set on the field. That Spiral Galaxy was activated from hand.
From my hand, I activate a spell code. From my hand, I activate a spell code.
He was scared, and I understand why. But this is where Drag Down into the Grave really gets to shine. I know one of the cards in his hand is Tachyon Transmigration. He activates it because he has no choice. Use it or lose it. Except that's going to come back to bite him later.
Take flight. Too bad for you. I flip over my set.
Now, in hindsight, coming up, I do misplay pretty badly.
Come, Quillbolt, I know what to do. I synchro summon a monster. The tuner monster jumps Synchron's effect. I know what to do. Even the tiniest.
But we've gotten through every possible interaction left. All that's left is to choose our boss monster. But Crystal Wing in this situation won't work. No, this time around we do actually have to manually make the Stardust Dragon.
The hopes of the world coalesce into a single star.
So, why is this, one might ask? Basically, I can't run over anything with Crystal Wing because of number 38. You can just force anything to attack it, and since it's unaffected, a monster negate won't work. Bloody Tachyon Spiral Galaxy. So Stardust Dragon was actually the safer play. Now here's where I misplay here. I do not know why I flipped the Formula Synchron face up, instead of, just getting the extra draws.
Here I go.
I really shouldn't have done that, and I don't know why I did that. But here comes a Barian Battle Morph. I'm gonna have to stop 7th one here.
I banished Nebula Dragon from my graveyard to use its effect. You deserve. Go! I activate Storm Formula Synchro.
See for shenanigans. Formula tries to resolve for an Excel Synchro, and that's not quite gonna work because of Forbidden Droplet. You also happen to have an effect nailer, so Crystal Wing wouldn't have worked anyway. Yeah, believe it or not, I don't think Crystal Wing got to show up in this duel. So yeah, I don't know why I was thinking, hey, I should probably just, put this Formula Synchron up and attack when I could have just gotten an extra draw. That actually almost cost me. But it led to the hypest freaking top deck I have seen in a while. So, that should have been a loss, you might be saying, because of how Galaxy Satellite Dragon works. Banishing it to give it 800 more attack points. This is number 38. 38 times 100. But that would have halved the battle damage. It would not have taken me out.
It's my turn. I draw.
I activate my trap. Tachyon Spiral Galaxy.
Witness the
So he just puts another one of these on field.
from my hand. I activate a spell. The Synchro Tuner.
This time I'm actually going to flip it face up and have it mana.
It's my turn.
I draw. Watch. I activate my. Show yourself.
Now, because he knows that there is a
Appear.
shooting star in play, he felt no choice but to tribute summon for Galactic Spiral Dragon. I don't understand what the deal was there.
Continue this duel.
This is the
When you
perfect
know
test to
cannot
go
win.
beyond my limits.
I end my
draw.
turn.
Witness the bond with my cards.
But in doing that, he gave me the opening I needed.
I play my trap card, Shooting Star. From my hand,
That takes care of his back row, which wouldn't have been able to activate anyway. Overtake off the top!
I activate a spell card. Take flight, Stardust Dragon.
And you know what that means. Clear mind,
Spread your
Excel
wings and soar to
Synchro.
new heights. Be transformed by the winds of destiny. Excel Synchro.
The Shooting Star Dragon. This is wild
Star Dragon.
that this happened the way it did. I cannot believe that worked. It should not have come down to it like that, admittedly, but I am glad it did work out that way because Shooting Star was hype.
Scared to attack. Let's battle. Attack.
And rare instance of Formula Synchron getting to attack. Yeah, that misplay was stupid on my part, but it happens. It happens, for one thing. And for two, I was just drained of this KC Cup over the last few days. I just wanted this over with by this point. So, nothing of much interest happens until I go into the first level max attempt, which failed because Red Eye's Chimera, because, you know, Chimera, whenever it gets to be relevant, is a pain. And I argue does too much still, but that's just me. And then the second one happens, which is this one here. Eldritch. Just Eldritch. Just Eldritch. If you know, you know.
I'll prove that
Very well. Duel.
it's mine from my hand.
So, because of how Eldritch works,
Each card has
I actually don't want to do the full combo. I want to hold off. Because if they go second, they can search a Kaiju. Whether it's Jizukiru or Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere mode. No, I do not understand why you can play Sphere mode in this. Why can you search Kaijus in Eldritch? They don't need it. It's Eldritch. What do you freaking expect?
You took the bait.
So unfortunately, I can't activate Herald in response, but that's Golden Land forever, so I don't really have to care. Not too much anyway. We're gonna Shooting Star that right away, I'll have you know that.
I activate a quick
How's this for an answer? I activate my monster's effect.
And we are getting Herald off the field.
bear witness. My monster's effect activates. My monster's effect activates.
Gets rid of Apophis the Swamp Deity. Gets rid of the Golden Land forever, I don't understand why.
Summon a monster. Time to prepare to strike. My
You're the
continuous
toughest
trap
I've
activates.
faced.
I set my card. I end
This is
my
the perfect
turn.
test to go. I draw. From my
And so
hand,
the shenanigans begin
I
anew.
activate a spell card. From my hand, I activate a spell card.
That's a mistake. Here's my come out. I special summon.
And as the rule. So basically, while it's in the hand or in the graveyard, you can banish this to save a zombie monster from being destroyed. Eldritch qualifies. So, Shooting Star Dragon wasn't gonna cut it.
Okay. Even the tiniest scrap has value. Up here, Junk Warrior. Junk Warrior gains the attack of I activate
So what's
my
the trick?
monster's effect.
Well,
The tuner monster Junk I'm counting on you.
we do make Crystal Wing as normal.
Summon a monster. The synchro battle. Go.
Crystal Wing runs over Eldritch.
I play my trap card, Shooting Star.
Shooting Star at this point takes care of Asgul,
Attack, Stardust Drive.
and Stardust Dragon gets to be the one to finish the job. Starlight, Sky Striker, Synchron, D-level max.
I have lost.
This is the strength of our friendship.
Yeah, you may be wondering why I didn't go, like, Stardust Warrior float. That was why. Anyway, so, you all know how I feel about this format by now. I'm sick of Branded. Tachyon coming back at full power like this was a mistake. And it's being used as an engine for Vitamias FTK. Joy. But also, I feel the need to talk about the future of Synchron going forward with this particular skill. There's no debating it at this point, there's no defending it. This skill has to go. This skill has to get shot. This skill is not safe, it's not healthy the way it is. People are playing it more for Kaiju Stun with Drive just carrying as an engine. Or like Ghost Trick Jack Frost, Kite Roids, the usual stuff. Like, they're just playing all of this and just getting away with it for no reason, and I don't understand why. But, yeah, it's basically Stardust Stun. And that's not okay. Something needs to change to get all that stuff out. Because this is ridiculous. This is the only build of Starlight Drive we're really seeing at the moment. Granted, Synchron can definitely work. Forcing interactions with the Sky Striker engine before pivoting into Synchron plays. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It does what it needs to do. It makes pretty good boards, honestly, for what it's worth. But I have a bit of a statement to make. This is the first time ever in my entirety of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I actually feel bored of Synchron the way it is now. I say this for a couple of reasons. Main one being, the biggest appeal of Synchron, at least to me, is just how flexible it is. How many different ways you can combo, like the amount of ways you can play through these interactions and still make a board. The level modulation, like just the ability to swarm the field and bring out like the craziest boards imaginable in the most creative ways possible. Like if you're under like Duel for example in the TCG, using Toxic Boxfish to banish a level 3 junk Synchron from your graveyard that you just used, in order to be able to bring it back with Bestial Dispatter later on in the combo to make a board that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. Stuff like that is really cool. Stuff like that is that form of skill expression that this particular build doesn't have. It's very streamlined. It's very one note in what it does. Sometimes you can do a little bit of deviation if you have to, but more often than not you won't be doing that. You'll be relying on the usual stuff to force interactions, relying on the usual cards to force your Synchron plays, and then just going from there. Like, it's very streamlined, and it's honestly kind of dull. It's the same combo, basically, every time either way. And depending on whether you know they have the Viru or not, well, you're safe from the Viru anyway, but, well, what can you do? What can you do? Anyway. And just being real with you, like, the only real flexibility you have is your level 10 toolbox, which I would say is the case if it weren't for the fact that this particular set of level 10s, your Changying, your Ruddy Rose, your Stardust Warrior, and your Shooting Star, this feels objectively correct for a Synchron-based build. So I don't see a reason to really change it. I don't see a reason to play it any other way. Yeah, Stardust Chronicle Spark Dragon is pretty good in its own right, but honestly, the fact that we're in such a kaiju-heavy format makes it not nearly as reliable, as it were. It's weird. But, like, as things stand, Starlight Drive is just a really boring build for Synchron, and I hate saying that, because, like, I miss Stardust Acceleration. That was just super flexible, that was just super cool, and the unaffected Quasar is, like, always awesome. That's the other thing I have to say. Despite it being Yusei's absolute peak, shooting Quasar Dragon is just not good right now. It's unfortunately pretty bad. Unaffected Quasar isn't going to do anything when Kaijus are so prominent, when searchable Kaijus are so prominent even. The other thing to keep in mind is that, well, how do I put this? Searchable they may be with the Kaijus, that's like the biggest reason why the unaffected boss monsters isn't really as good as it should be. But, despite it being Yusei at his absolute peak, his grand finale as it were, his magnum opus, shooting Quasar Dragon is just not worth playing in this version of the deck, and other skills that can run it like Stardust Acceleration, your Bond Eliminates the Future, Shooting Star Rotate Genius Expansion, none of these are worth it. Starlight Drive does literally so much more within the context of this format. The problem is it's such a stupid skill that it enables like the Kaiju stun builds and all that stuff, and I don't know, like this version of Synchron feels like old TCG Synchron before we got all the new support, like our Full Speed Warrior, our Junkmeister, Junk Signal, freaking Assault Sonic Warrior, Crossroad Sonic Chick, the whole gang, right? It feels like Synchron in the TCG era before we got all of that, which, I'm gonna be real with you, is kind of boring. Now, will I stop playing Synchron completely like I had to like a while back when like Mirrorless Play format was still a thing? Probably not. Mainly because it's one of the few decks I'm actually good at that can actually compete right now. But I have something planned for Red Eyes for King of Games, so don't worry about that. I do still have that plan ready to go. Hopefully, I just need to work out a few things and of course reach King of Games in the first place. But with that, honestly, hopefully the Yusei alt style gives me everything I'm looking for, like Full Speed in the Boys, like Junkmeister, Junk Armor maybe. I don't know about Signal, that would be a little ridiculous in a format like this. Synchro Fellowship, or Synchro Fellows, I think is just a better name for it. And of course a new skill. Hopefully it's more fun than this one is. And this one does need to get shot down quite a bit. Just saying. I also expect that Plague Spreader Zombie and the Quillbolt Hedgehog will get limited to'd. Mainly to take like Kite Ray and stuff out. And I'm not sure what they'll do with Bacon Saver, I'm not entirely certain on that, but we'll see how that goes. But me personally, I'm not going to stop playing Synchron per se. I wish I could go back to Stardust Acceleration though, because that skill was beautiful. But I do hope the next attempt at a skill for Yusei with the alt style, which is probably going to be Team Satisfaction, because like, let's be real here, it can't really be anything else when you have Jack, Crow, and Talon, aka Kiryu, as part of the alt style leaks. Like, what else could it be? But yeah, hopefully that makes Synchron much more fun than it is right now, at least for me. It's definitely like my best deck personally right now, but all the same I am kind of bored of it. I really hope it gets something new going forward. But that's all I have to say for this one. Until the next video, whatever it might be. Later, guys.